I picked the Clippers to go all the way. I thought they would have gotten knocked out in the first round by that Mavs team. And with another year of experience, they should be better. Guys, I always talk about how the two-way wing is the quickest way to a championship when you pair those guys together, Jordan and Pippen or LeBron and Wade. But as the game has evolved increasingly, it's not just the two-way wing. It's the wing who's also the ball-dominant kind of offense organizer like LeBron or Luka. Luka Doncic, I think, is going to win MVP this year. He's already one of the best players in the game. And then Porzingis, as I mentioned, he has a guy, people forget the trajectory of Porzingis' career. Before he got hurt, he, to me, looked like he was evolving into a potential MVP one day. They have two guys like that, and they both perform under pressure. We saw that in these playoffs. And then, guys, look at the supporting cast. Tim Hardaway Jr. actually became a good player. Not just a guy with a name who scores points on a bad team, but an actual player. He hits shots from outside. His defense got better. He can go get a shot if he needs to. He's a player. And Kleba and Dorian Finney-Smith at the forward positions, or especially if Finney-Smith shoots like he did last year, guys, can bomb from the outside and defend. And now they have Josh Richardson. They gave up some shooting in Seth Curry, but the bottom line is Richardson's a better player. That's why he plays more minutes, because he can also really defend, and he can hit some shots from the outside. Guys, I really think that this Mavs team, and finally, Stephen A., when you saw that Suns game, what impressed me is without Porzingis, because the Suns were getting after it. Without Porzingis, the Mavs are exceptionally well coached. Carlisle has a deep playbook. No matter what the defense does, the offense has an answer. 2, 3, 4 adjustments, doesn't matter, and everyone's exactly where they need to be. I think the Mavs are going to be the biggest threat.
I respect the Mavs. I recognize the fact that that's possible, but I still believe that the Clippers are going to be the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers. When I think about how highly motivated Kawhi Leonard and Paul George need to be, knowing Ty Lue the way that I do and the buttons that he's going to be able to push with the acquisition of Serge Ibaka, which I think is an upgrade from Montrezl Harrell. I like Montrezl Harrell a lot. I like his energy. I like his fervor. I like him, coming off the bench and what have you. That was great. But he's not Serge Ibaka, particularly come postseason time and particularly when it comes to being a perimeter threat and a rim protector. The combination of those two elements combined with the fact that Kawhi Leonard, the guy that you had as the best player in the world, at least until the playoffs ended just a few months ago, Max Kellerman, you had him as the best player in the world. I think this dude responds to the challenge because, damn it, he needs to. And as a result, him and Paul George, as formidable as they can be, I think they will be the number one threat to the Los Angeles Lakers because this is it. I don't think if you're the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can't get it done for you this year, they're not going to get it done at all. That's how I view it. And I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Lakers, but I do think that they'll be able to beat anybody else. And I think that that's what this is about. This is going to come down to that confrontation that we were waiting for all of last season. We were waiting desperately for it, and we were going to get it, but the Clippers wet the bed and gave up a 3-1 lead to Denver in the Western Conference semifinals. I don't think something like that is going to happen this year. I think they were devoid of leadership. I think that, again, Ty Lue with the highly motivated Leonard and Paul George, I think they answer the call, and I think they get to the conference finals to meet the Lakers.
Well, Stephen A., it's true. I did have Kawhi as the best player in the world last year until the end of until they got bounced from the playoffs. But you're forgetting one important thing. It's a fluid list. The list is fluid, and it changes depending on stuff,
Good
just
one.
like Stephen's A-list. It's a fluid list.
Well, my list is fluid because it's the NFL A list week to week because it's 16 games in the NFL season and week to week. That's it. I didn't think that was applicable to being the best player in the world, but then I forgot I'm talking to you, who had Giannis as the best player in the world the year before that on a Thursday, and by that Monday you had him ranked 5. So I apologize. I should have known. I should have known.
Hey, that's Friday. Hold up. You're just glossing over Friday and Saturday and Sunday? That's 3 days. A lot can change in 3 days.
I'm just saying, how do you spend a year calling a guy the best player in the world and 3 days later, he goes from 1 to 5? I don't understand.
It's called prisoner of the moment.
You can have a bad weekend.
I do it without many problems, to tell you the truth. I do it. I go to sleep at night very comfortably. Stephen A.
Yeah, you do seem very relaxed. You need a cigar and some cocoa.
No question, a little Bing Crosby. I don't think that Kawhi is, suddenly the fifth best player in the world. He may be the top under LeBron are tightly packed, but you could argue he's the second best player in the world. My issue is not with Kawhi. And the Game 7 notwithstanding against the Nuggets, Kawhi is an extremely, historically great clutch player. Paul George isn't. Your second banana has to be a guy who performs under pressure. The reason I like the Mavs is I've seen that in Porzingis. There's nothing, he was not going to be stopped. I have not seen that in Paul George.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.